Yes, if you have HnD, you can migrate to Canada through the study abroad route. If you get trained, if you are getting trained with Vantage Migration, we show you the kind of programs you should be applying for. How are you doing today? Welcome to my session. And I'll be taking your questions. The reason I'm doing this video is so that a lot of the questions you have, we can answer them. If you're watching this as a replay, it still applies to you, because all you have to do is check the questions that other people asked and the answers I gave to them, and you take it up from there. So let's get started. There are two sources of questions we're going to explore today. One is question from you who is watching me live, so that you can ask your questions and I'll be able to answer them. That way is most beneficial to you, right? The second way is that I have questions here that we've gathered from the people who have been following this page and have been dropping their questions. We actually compile them and we'll come to a session like this to answer those questions. All right, so if we don't have enough questions from anyone that is watching live, we go the extra mile of taking from our question bundle. Let's get started. 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 Chi Global is talking about how do I join your masterclass. Chi Global, just send us an email. admission@vantagemigration.ca. Send us an email, take a screenshot, send us an email, admission@vantagemigration.ca, and we'll take it up from there. Someone said, I sent you an email, you did not reply. It is not true. So what you need to do is confirm that you are not using the wrong email address. That is why I'm showing you the email address again. Go back and confirm the email address you use. We respond to all emails within the same day. As I talk to you right now, there's no email we've not responded to. At least, let's say, all the emails that came in 1 hour ago. So if you have not received response from us, something is clearly wrong. And most likely you have made a mistake with the email address. That's why most times when I show you this email address, I tell you to screenshot it, so that when there is a mistake, you can confirm. When you cram it, say, I know now. At the end, you don't know. Right? So, admission@vantagemigration.ca. Take a screenshot. Chi Global, take a screenshot. All right, that's how to move forward. Now let's look at the questions that people are asking. We have Susan from Owerri. Thank you so much. We have someone Ugochi from Port Harcourt. Okay, thank you so much. Susie said, I'm a nurse midwife with BNc, like bachelor's degree. Have taken IELTS. I don't need to work. I don't need to work, not school. Susie, rephrase your question. You can see that I'm having, it's like rice and beans with sand. Rephrase your question, madam. I couldn't even get what you mean. Okay, we have Veronica watching from Lagos. That's fine. We have, let's look at the next question. Someone say, how long does the masterclass take? If you attend our free study abroad webinar, you will really have known this information. Triumphant, confirm. Have you attended our free study abroad webinar? Triumphant, have you attended our free study abroad webinar? You're asking me how long the masterclass take, but I asked you to attend our free study abroad webinar, and by going to www.vantagemigration.ca. Have you attended our free study abroad webinar? I need you to confirm that you have or you have not done so. You have. It is not true. Anybody here who have attended our free study abroad webinar knows how long our masterclass is, so because it is said there. So how can you attend it without knowing even just the length of time? Triumphant! You think you can lie to me? Don't lie to me, okay? It will not help you in any way. Now let's move on to the next person. We have Ola. Ola said, can I get admission for PhD? And how can I go with the visa process? Yes, you can. You can get admission for PhD, and depending on whatever country you want to go to, whether it's Canada, US, UK, and you don't even have to decide right now. You don't have to decide. Instead, you can get started. For example, in our training, we show you the different countries and, you know, the good, the bad, the ugly. And the good, the bad, the ugly is not one consistent country. For somebody, UK will be the best country. For another person, Canada will be the best country. For another person, US will be the best country. For another person, Ireland, Finland, Switzerland, Sweden, whatever country will be the best country. Turkey, Poland, you know, as the case may be. So, or even Cyprus. I've seen somebody that got full scholarship PhD in Cyprus. I'm just seriously. So it's about what is your goal? Where are you going to? What do you want to achieve? Then based on that, we'll show you the different countries and you'll be able to pick your top choices. So let's say somebody wants to study abroad and they're looking to attend to go for PhD. What they really need to do is to start from our free study abroad webinar to understand the processes and how it works, and then, you know, you just know enough to know if this is for you or not, and you'll be able to make a decision as to whether to go forward or to actually focus on something else. All right, so for you who is looking to go for PhD, Ola, do you know the link to our free study abroad webinar, which is www.vantagemigration.ca? Do you know that link? Have you attended our free study abroad webinar? Please, anybody who is watching me right now who knows the link to our free study abroad webinar, please don't type a fake link. If you do, it will attract a block. I'm telling you, if you do, it will attract a block. But for the good, faithful followers of this page who mean well, please, could you type www.vantagemigration.ca so that somebody like Ola or any other person who is looking for the link to the free webinar will actually be able to see it and click on it and attend the free webinar from there. Also, for you that are listening to me, you have to know that I've already called the name of the link. So if you start seeing something that sounds very different from what I've said, you should be able to know that that's not the right place to go. So we have another question. Benjamin is saying, please, when is your outfit starting scholarship for undergraduate student, for bachelor students? We do not handle undergraduates and we don't intend to start doing so anytime soon. Instead, if you're an undergraduate, finish your program, you know, and follow us to relocate abroad through the study abroad route for your postgraduate studies. All right? So we do not handle undergraduates, but undergraduates are welcome to the page, but we do not handle undergraduates. No this and no peace. All right? No this and no peace. We are not handling undergraduates. All right? God said, I'm done with my HnD in June. I will be done in June. I don't know if I can travel. Yes, you can. Congratulations. God from Cameroon will be done with her HnD in June. Congratulations. Okay, yes, you can travel with HnD. Now let's look. Susie is asking about work. We handle education migration only, and people going through education migration can work. In Canada right now, for example, somebody going through the education route can work full time. So I don't know why you will never consider the option when you can study on full scholarship, work if you want to work, and you refuse to do so until you get work. Good luck. We don't handle work only. All right. Wishing you the best. Let's look at the next question. Hello, Ugo. Thank you so much for joining this session. Ugo Osita. Chooks. Now let's look at the next question. We have Abo joining, watching from Jos. That's awesome. Thank you so much, Abo. We have Joy Uchechi. Joy, how are you? Thank you. Now let's see. Iba said, I have a 3-year national diploma. Can I qualify for the master class? You can go for, with 3-year national diploma, you can go for a PGD or is it that you did your national diploma in 3 years, or it is actually called a 3-year national diploma? Most national diplomas are 2 years. Even if you use 3 years to do them, they are still 2 years. Like, even if you use 3 years to do the program, they are still 3 years, so 2 years. So, is your national diploma officially recognized as a 3-year program? Iba, I'm asking you, Is your national diploma officially recognized as a 3-year program? Or you, because of strike and other things, you did it in 3 years? Which one? So if it is recognized as a 3-year program, you can actually do like a postgraduate diploma in Canada or any other country. All right? Yes, then in that instance, you can take our master class. But if you have a 2-year national diploma program, you're not qualified to do our program because you can't go for postgraduate studies. All right? Triumphant who claim to have attended our webinar but do not even know the simplest question about our program. Triumphant, repeat the webinar. You have to repeat the webinar, okay? You have to repeat the webinar. Let's look at Aldorf. Aldorf said, I wish to talk with you privately. I'm from Cameroon. Aldorf, send us an email. That's the best way to talk with us privately. Send us an email through admissionadvantagemigration.ca. admissionadvantagemigration.ca, and we'll be able to respond to you today. Okay? Today, not tomorrow, today. So do that immediately. Right? I have someone say I have third class. Can I proceed in applying for the master class? Yes, you can. We work with people that have third class. Let's look at the question. Somebody say, can some Fejiro is saying, which any other person who has this question can also listen. Said, can one still apply for a school without IELTS result, later upload it in the school portal? You don't need IELTS to relocate abroad. Oh my God. You don't need IELTS to get admission. We do this every day. Every time. You do not need IELTS to get admission abroad. If you are held by IELTS, it's because you lack the right information. Get trained. That's the problem, and that is the solution. All right? I've told you what the problem is, and I've given you the solution. If you are held down by IELTS, you don't have the right information. That's easy diagnosis. You do not need IELTS to relocate abroad. Let's look at the next question. Let's look at the next question. Somebody said, I'm a student from National Open University. I study mass communication. Can I travel without my results? I don't know what you mean. You're a student. Have you graduated? We handle university graduates only. National Open University is a qualified university in Nigeria. Have you graduated from National Open University? Grace, Nancy, this is the person asking this question. And any other person that this question applied to. Are you a graduate? Yes or no? If yes, you can work with Vantage Migration to relocate abroad. If no, complete your studies first and then come to us to relocate abroad. Easy, right? Let's look at the next question. Sunday Clement is saying, and any other person say, can HnD HnD can migrate to Canada? Like somebody's asking about that. Yes, if you have HnD, you can migrate to Canada through the study abroad route. If you get trained, if you are getting trained with Vantage Migration, we show you the kind of programs you should be applying for. All right? Let's look at the next question. We have Chiamaka said, I'm married, but my certificate and document bear my maiden name. That's not a problem. Do I have to do change of name or proceed with my application with my maiden name? You can proceed with your application with your maiden name. That's fine. Or means you choose any of these. Or you can change your name and then proceed with the new changed name. Embassy is not going to force you to do any of this. It's totally your choice. And any of them that you do is not going to affect your visa application. Or whether they will give you visa or not. Or whether they will give your husband or wife visa or not. Or whether they will give your children visa or not. Whether your children bear the same name with you, the same last name with you or not, does not matter. Whether your husband bear the same last name with you or not, or your wife bear the same last name with you or not, does not matter. The cocoa is, what is your name? Use that name for your application. If you need to show that you're married, what you need is wedding certificates. If you need to show that somebody is your child, what you need is birth certificates. It is not whether your last name is the same or not. Does that mean that all the people that have the same last name in this world, for example, let's see, somebody's name is last name. Let's look at somebody's last name is, say, Obi, right? Does it mean that all the people that their last name is Obi are all married to each other? So last name is not a sign that you're married to somebody. It's not a sign that you're somebody's parent. It's just a convention. It's not an official sign. All right? Okay. Let's look at next question. Justina said, Dr. Linda, I'm currently offering BSc Mathematics Education in my final year. Can I start the process this year? Yes, after you graduate. Why? Your final year is very, very important. You do not need to distract yourself, right, with something else like the study abroad process. Just focus, complete your study abroad, your final year exams. The day you drop your pen, like this, start your study abroad process that day. Okay? That's the best way. That's what I would advise somebody that is related to me. And that's the advice I'm giving to you. Don't distract yourself. Focus. You need it. Rhoda, thank you so much, Rhoda, for joining the live session. Okay. Let's look at the next question. Samuel is saying, can I go to US or Canada through study abroad? But I want to work for 2 years before work. I want to work for 2 years before work. What does that mean? Please, if you are dropping question for me, read it properly and drop, so that it's not that when I finally see your question and I'm about to answer it for you, I see that I cannot even understand your question. It's like whoa, right? You wasted the opportunity. Read your question, make sure it's correct before you, that's what is in your head, before you type, you send it to us, okay? Somebody said, Benga, have you completed our study abroad webinar? And do you care to become Vantage Migration students? That's what you should be doing right now. Benga, have you completed our study abroad webinar? Now let's look at the next question. Henrietta, thank you so much. Michelle, have you completed the study abroad webinar? If yes, send us an email. Again, I think even on this video, I have pinned the email address, admission@vantagemigration.ca. If you have completed our webinar and you're dropping your question here, you won't get a response. Hello? If you have completed the webinar, what should you do? Let me ask anybody watching me right now. What is the instruction for people who have completed the webinar? What is the instruction? Michelle Blessing, what is the instruction for people who have completed the webinar? If you have completed our webinar, you have a question, you send us an email. And the email address is admission@vantagemigration.ca. Admission@vantagemigration.ca, and we are going to reply you today. Admission@vantagemigration.ca. Send us an email and we will reply you today. If you are dropping your questions here, you're not going to get response. All right. Okay. Odom said, can me and my wife get visa in Canada for him to do masters? For her to do masters, I believe that's what you want to say. Yes, you can. You can. That's like traveling with your dependents. Yes, you can relocate with your family through the study abroad route. Okay? Somi, how are you? Thank you. Bumi, thank you so much for joining. Bob said, I'm HnD graduate. How much will it cost me to travel to Canada? I don't know. You have to start step by step. That's how you're going to know. Start with our free webinar. Go to www.vantagemigration.ca. Please, can somebody help to comment that link for Bob? Bob, check the comment section. www.vantagemigration.ca. All right. Now, I have another question. Well, I have another question. Let's see. This is from Nash. Nash said, can I get MSc Finance with a second class lower? Is it possible that I get scholarship? You can. But I want you to know that it's not going to be MSc Finance only that you can get. There are options. So when you tie the rope around your neck, I must get MSc Finance, and I have to too. I must get MSc Finance, and I have to too. I need a scholarship. Can I? Do you know what? You see what you're doing to yourself? Do you see? You are choking yourself. You've narrowed down your choices. You are almost about to strangle yourself because you have made your choices so narrow. And that's the reason that it won't work for you. You are the same person that have two. You are the same person that wants to study MSc Finance. I hope you're not saying MSc Finance only. And you are the same person that wants full scholarship. You have to open your mind. Open your mind. Because if you have lower class and you can't get MSc Finance, what else can you get around that same finance department? If you cannot get scholarship, I believe you can. But if you cannot get scholarship or you get partial scholarship, can you join it with study loan? You know? And you want to travel to this country, what other country can take you? Open your mind and open your choices. If not, you begin, MSc Finance. Then you will just die. Your dream will die, even if you don't die physically. Okay? Now, let's look at IBA said 3 years program. So if it's 3 years program, you can go for postgraduate diploma. All right? That's something you can go for. It is your choice whether you want to go for our program or not. You can already see that you are not our ideal client. So you can decide to do it on your own. Or you can take the gamble of working with us. It's borderline. I can't promise you anything. Right? I can't promise you anything. It's very, very borderline. But if you choose to do so, we will welcome you and see what we can guide you towards, what you can achieve. But it's borderline. So, preferably, don't register with us. Go and look for somebody else that will help. But this is what I'm going to say. It's borderline. You can do postgraduate diploma abroad. Say Canada or say US. You know, you can do that. But it's borderline. You are not our ID client. You have a 3 years diploma program. You're not our ID client. So you can also decide to choose somebody else. If you have another trusted company, go to them and they will assist you. Okay? Iba, comments. All right, let's look at the next question. How many hours does Canadian government grant study permits? How many hours? The person asking this question is not serious in life. So let's leave them and move on. The next question says, the next question says, let's look at the next question. Please, if my husband wants to do his masters, can he bring his family along? Yes! Yes, husband can travel, can get admission and travel with the rest of the family. Even the wife can get admission and travel with the rest of the family. Any of the spouses that get the admission can travel with the family. Yes, you can relocate abroad through the study abroad route with your family. A lot of people are doing family migration using the study abroad route. Okay, we have next question. Somebody say, good evening, Dr. Linda. I'm Emmanuel from Abuja. God bless your great work. God bless you too. God bless you too. God bless you too. Drop your questions. I'm going to take 5 more questions and we call it a day. 5 more questions and we call it a day. So whose question am I going to be answering? And I need freshly dropped questions. Oh yeah, thank you. If you ask question before and I've not answered it, copy it and paste it again. So I have question from Nicole. Thank you so much. The question says, I studied my degree in French University, studying French. Can I still get English proficiency test waiver? No, you will not get English proficiency test waiver. However, since you studied in French, for example, you can apply to the French part of Canada, Quebec, where you are not required to submit anything in English. Quebec, by the way, hey, Canada is actually looking for French speakers as I speak to you. Canada is looking for French speakers. In fact, yesterday I got an email from Canadian government saying that they are looking for French speakers. They'll send that email and they say share with somebody you know. So, okay, let me summarize the question. Do you know that Quebec allow French speakers, international student French speakers, to pay the same school fees with local students? French speakers. So if you're a French speaker, apply to universities and schools and colleges in Quebec. Your life will be as glorious as ever. As glorious as ever. I'm telling you. You are sitting on gold mine if you're a French speaker. Don't worry about writing IELTS or applying to any other place that is English speaking. Apply to Quebec in Canada and your life will never remain the same. How many people here speak French? Please comment. How many people here speak French? How many people here speak French? How many people here speak French? If we have a lot of French speakers, then I can share the link that was sent to me last night. Now let's look at questions. How long does it take to get Canadian visa? How long? It is based on your country and based on the visa you are applying for. And you can find that information on Canada website. All right. How many people here can speak French? Comment. I need to see you so that maybe once I finish this live session right now, I can post the link to what Canada is talking about. And please, if you're a French speaker, apply to schools in Quebec. International students are paying local school fees. Maybe they'll say $3,000 a year. Isn't that amazing? Even you can fund it. French speakers apply to Quebec. Okay, so somebody said, I graduated 17 years ago. That's 17 years study gap. Can I apply 100%? We've had people that have 28 years study gap and they still got admission. And they are currently in Canada. So your own self, you have not reached the highest. Your study gap can be turned into a blessing. All right? Apply. The next question is... let's look at the next question. Nicole said I'm bilingual. Awesome. Nicole, apply to schools in Quebec. You will not regret it. Apply to schools in Quebec. The only problem I have is that when I exit this live session, this thing may actually close and I won't be able to get back to you. This is my problem. But I'm going to try it at the end so that I will see whether I can drop the link or I'll post the link. Check back on my page if you are watching live. If you're not watching live, then this does not belong to you. Let's look at... Gold said I speak both French and English. Oh my god, that's so cool. So Nicole, Gold, Chibuza speak French. That's awesome. Let's see one moment. Wow, there are a lot of French speakers. I'm going to be sharing the link after this. All right. Yes, okay, we'll end with that. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining my live session. Check through my page. There are so many things going on. We've been posting them. So make sure you are carried along. Make sure you don't miss out. For people that have completed our webinar and they are asking one or two questions, the right thing to do is to send us an email. admissionadvantagemigration.ca. Take a screenshot. admissionadvantagemigration.ca. So send us an email and we're going to take it up from there. All right? I'm going to take it up from there. Take good care of yourself till I see you again.